Chucksters, Chucky episode 5 today. Freaking caught up.
Finally.
Guys, why don't you go ahead, hit that like button if you're enjoying Chucky. Subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our next reaction for Chucky, full-length watch-alongs for Chucky, over at our Chucky Patreon page. Over there we cover nothing but Chucky. We're at the same tier, you get the option for reaction highlights and watch-alongs included for Chucky. Lastly, thank you to Nerd Chronic for editing down the highlights for Chucky. Now let's watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Tommy Wiseau?
Hi. Want to smoke?
Thanks.
I'm not like anybody else.
Why did we cut away?
Let's just get into the good part.
I know, man.
I want Chucky.
Chucky looks a little different now, honey.
They didn't try to get Chucky away from her?
I guess not. After all that. Oh, now you done it.
No.
Now you done it. It's gonna be Resident Evil Chucky now. Like Scrooge McDuck.
Hey, there. Where's Chucky? I was thinking maybe I could take him to go get a Snickers or something.
I hate Chucky. He's bad.
Jesus, Lexi. It's all daisies until you dampen the mood.
What did you do?
Jesus, Mom.
Get in there.
Saw to this.
Ready to take him down if he jumps out?
Fine.
Just follow my lead.
Not that hard to beat Chucky if it's just a one-on-one fist fight, guys.
Oh, no. Oh. Just had a meet cute.
Why don't you guys get started on the chapter questions? I'll be back in just a minute.
Doesn't even tell Junior.
Awesome. Such a great moment.
What do we do about Junior?
No, we can't bring him into this. He doesn't have the imagination.
Yeah, keep him in the dark.
We had to think.
No one's Junior's just right there.
I know.
Have you guys seen Westworld? It's a crazy theme park with these hot robots, and you can like do anything you want to them. I haven't. Been a little busy.
Was the Westworld park exist or something?
They just say they have HBO in this universe.
All right, who can give me an example of one of the biotic factors? Lexi?
You guys are not good at hiding this from Junior.
All my dudes.
Close your eyes. What? Just do it. Okay.
How long were they staring at each other for?
That was like 40 minutes. That time lapse.
Duarto's going to make this dump camera ready again in time for the New Year's Eve ball. It's on the good people of Hackensack.
How are the people gonna feel about their tax dollars paying to clean up our mess?
The people of this town need to know they're safe.
You're dead.
Yep.
I have a surprise for you. Close your eyes. Open them.
Yep.
Where did that come from?
Oh no, golly, no. Oh no.
I made a few phone calls.
And I joined the track team.
What's she doing texting you? She hasn't returned my text all day.
Okay, phone, now.
Turn your phone on silent,
Hand over the phone, Jake.
Dude.
Yeah.
Boys.
Give me the phone. Ass back.
Boys, seriously.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh. Jealous Chuck.
I'd be terrified if that doll was back.
Yeah,
You threw it
absolutely.
down the garbage chute.
Yeah, at the friggin' hospital.
Where did that come from?
Lexi, this isn't funny. Hasn't your sister been through enough? Just get out of my sight. Go to your room.
She doesn't have a room anymore, remember?
And whose fault is that?
Jesus,
Why would you
Michelle.
leave that doll out of sight? No matter what she's saying.
Follow it.
Think we kick his ass till he's dead? Hell yeah!
Then we'll make out.
Stay.
It's okay.
Well, they got him. Right?
I can't tell. Maybe there's a raccoon in there now.
Two,
It's gotta be.
one.
Damn it. Oh, he's already transferred his soul.
Yeah, he's gotta. Play the music from Office Space.
Little fucker's dead! Yeah.
What about Tommy?
No, I checked. Totally cool. Tommy's just a dumb doll.
Oh, now you've done it.
Oh, guys. No. No.
Ain't nothing bad gonna happen today.
What do we do now?
I don't know. You go back to normal, I guess.
Sometimes I'm not sure what normal feels like anymore.
I feel like that all the time. This is a problem we can solve together. Okay?
With our lips.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That makes me so happy.
Aw.
Hey, Red. What's new?
Brad Dourif voiceover for this guy?
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
now.
Menage a Chuck.
Oh, that's throwing him off guard.
Hello? What the hell?
You're dead.
Wow. It's never happened like that. Boy, you really know how to show a girl a good time. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Charles.
You should be Chucky.
You know what, Tiff? You should be blonde.
Okay.
It's the best ADR I've heard all year.
I think about Logan and the look on his face when I finally say the words. Every time I try to tell him, I just can't.
Your illness?
Stage 4 cancer.
Oh my god, it's not an affair.
Nope.
I made a decision. I didn't tell them.
You spared them.
I don't want to go through this alone. No matter how I treat my illness or what's going on at home.
And she's having an affair.
Both. With the doctor who diagnosed her. Oh no. Oh god. It's the both of them.
What's the matter, little fella? Are you not enjoying the show? I need a snack.
Well, you're hungry?
Yeah. Now? Yeah, I'm hungry. I want to eat something.
Jesus Christ, you're always hungry.
What the hell?
Yep.
Because love is strange.
Oh. Oh.
Where am I?
Oh no.
Oh, weird.
What day is today? What? What is the date? November 8th, but I guess I don't know. been 2 weeks.
Please don't kill me.
I didn't recognize her.
No, that's all right.
Is there a good guy doll around here?
What?
Chucky, he murdered my whole family.
Woohoo. Yeah. Oh, yum yum.
He split his soul into pieces.
Ade beaucoup gambella.
But I'm still here too. Wait.
Untie this guy yeah, before Chucky gets back in there. Yep.
Chucky!
That was weird.
What's going on?
Best if we keep this Nika bullshit between us, huh?
There it goes.
It'll be our little secret.
Woohoo.
You're so close.
Yeah.
Tell me he's dead.
My mom's not gonna believe that.
Nobody will believe us.
What did they do?
Move.
Jake's doll Chucky was alive, and he killed his dad, and he killed Oliver, and the cop at the hospital, and your housekeeper too, and he wouldn't stop killing, so we broke him into pieces, and now he's dead, so everyone can stop worrying about it.
If you don't want to tell me what's going on, fine, but making up stupid shit like that is just embarrassing. Grow up, Lexi.
Told you.
Good evening, everyone.
I mean, that was the way to handle it.
Yeah. Don't spit it out just point blank that way.
I am here to tell you that Hackensack has never been safer. We are still the best
Hell
darn
yeah.
big little city in America.
Third, you're an idiot.
Principal McVeigh would like to say a few words. Principal McVeigh.
Oh, his head's cut off.
No! Oh, no. Poor principal.
Recognize the song.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, damn it. Oh, no.
You look like tuna melt. No one's gonna love you looking like this. Give me the power, I beg of you.
Oh, Chuckinator.
You dastardly.
On a plane.
Dastardly doll.
Off with your head. What'd you think?
I am thoroughly enjoying just the progress of the show. I thought this was a really fun, tense, and emotional. Like, this was like the most sort of like touching episode, even though there was a lot of harsh, nasty stuff. But this was the one that dove heavily, or the most heavily, into like letting just a tender moment play out. You know, there were a couple times when this episode got me a little misty-eyed. So that's something new, you know? What did you think?
What got you misty-eyed?
Dude.
That Eternals kiss?
That's right. I just thought back to the Eternals in that moment, and I was like, Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah,
I got misty-eyed too.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the way that they've built the relationship between the two of them, Jake and, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. What's his name? Owen?
Gaken?
Yeah.
I just call him Gaken. It's Devon.
Devon. Of course. Yeah, Devon. Yeah, Jake and Devon. But yeah, just having that build up has been really gratifying, and it's felt, again, like we've talked about, part of the thing that makes this show so addictive and so good, I think, is that they bother with all that character stuff whilst also having all the pulp and, you know, Chucky mayhem we've come to expect. And yeah, like over so many movies with so many tones, and including characters from past movies with, you know, varying tones, I think they do a nice job of orchestrating an overall sensibility that allows you to shift between the two in a very effective kind of way. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know?
This episode had... How do I say this? I would say that this particular one, while still really damn good, and while still, okay, I know how to say this, yes. It's still really damn good. And it had some stuff in it that was some of my favorite from the season so far. I would say that I wouldn't say this is the weakest one or worst one, because that would sound like it's a bad thing. I would just say it's my least favorite one of them all. I don't mean that in a negative regard. I guess I just didn't have as much, I wasn't as wrapped up in it as there's some things I'm a little bit critical of, but I'm also like, well, those criticisms are actually kind of dumb, honestly, now that I think about it. But for the most part, I don't know, it was like the most nothing was really, I think what happens is there's a lot of like surprising energy or reveals or turns, or there's a lot of unpredictability. And here, other than the return of Nika, that's her name, right? Nika? Yeah, other than the return of her, I didn't really find much. There was not. It was the most like predictable of how this would all go down.
Yeah, I'll give you that for sure. Especially with Chucky transferring his soul again and the Tommy doll and all that.
Yeah. So when I say least favorite, I don't mean that. And for some people that might be like, this might be their favorite episode, and that's totally cool. And I'm happy for you. What'd you think of the flashbacks? That's where I'm a little bit conflicted on this particular episode. The flashbacks, I'm a little bit torn on, because now we're riding into the hardcore. The flashbacks in particular have kind of had this sense of groundedness towards them, and here it just sort of delved a little bit more into the camp territory that Chucky eventually evolved in. Chucky's always had a sense of camp. It's a freaking serial killer doll. Like it's cartoony by nature.
Voodoo spells and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna. That's where I was like, well, it's kind of dumb to say like it's a little too campy, because I'm like, Chucky's always bad that inherently. You know what it was? It was actually the turn of when you find out that was actually Tiffany.
Yes.
Because I like the idea of when he's like at the club and he's scouting out people, then he finds a girl who mightn't be able to match his sadistic ways. And then they lure a girl back, and they just happen to find someone who's more sadistic. And then I'm gonna kill the blonde girl instead. And then I think because of the fact that it was really obvious it was Dub, and became even more apparent when it was Jennifer Tilly, who came in there and started doing the dub, that it started feeling like cheesy, and not in the way that I particularly am gravitated towards. I don't love that side of it for some reason, but it also works. And I like the color aesthetic, and I love the violent maniacal glee as always. So there's a lot about it that I did like. This was just the first time I found myself consciously thinking there's some qualities towards the flashbacks that I don't love as much in this specific episode. But that's not I really don't want that to overshadow. It's easy. The reason I'm being not as blunt or direct with it is because the last thing I want is for people to misconstrue that into thinking I don't like the episode. Because if I don't like an episode, I'll tell you guys I don't like an episode. But I'm like, no, I still really liked it. And the quality of filmmaking is on par. I love this part with Devon and Jake especially. I like seeing the way the relationship's unfolding. I love the lack of self-awareness of how they are treating Junior.
I know.
Junior? Should we tell Junior?
Shit. Text each other so that he doesn't hear us. Let's all make sure we got the text though right in front of him.
Like, you guys are not being.
You guys got no chill.
There's no discreetness about this at all. I just love that moment where should we tell Junior? They just keep looking at him and just walks away. I'm like, he's gonna be suspicious as hell if you guys and you're not even trying to lie. That's the funny part to me, is like you're not even attempting some fabricated story.
It's part of my detention to talk to these two.
Or you have to do this stuff.
Remedial action.
Or like, you wanted me to apologize to him and get along with him with your parents, so I'm trying to. Like there's so many other gazillion lies that she could have told, and it just looks incredibly suspicious when they're hanging out. And that part that made me laugh. Like that I'm like, that was a dumb kid thing, but it made me. It was just so funny to me that I liked it.
And then also I think that carries over a bit into when she reveals the truth to him in in the way that isn't really gonna get the truth across. You know, it's like if they'd actually pulled him aside and tried to communicate, which I get is not exactly what they want to do. But yeah, I'll definitely meet you partway on the flashbacks because, yeah, part of me still appreciates them because of the weird, snuffy sort of tone that they bring in, and you know, it does feel like you are peering into something, again, with that more Henry portrait of a serial killer vibe. But yeah, the ADR, and you know, it's interesting because I was sitting there wondering, like, okay, so they must have cast an actor who looks kind of like Brad Dourif, and they kind of made him up to have similar features and stuff. So it was working for me to that extent.
Okay, so I had no idea about this when we were watching the episode, but apparently Fiona Dourif actually played the young Charles Lee Ray, like they made her up to be him. And that's very impressive. I mean, I had no idea. I thought that was just an actor with maybe some light prosthetics or something. So like a different, you know, just a random guy. So like that was pretty cool.
Despite the Tommy Wiseau look. Yeah, and then when Tiffany's ADR came in, that was a technical element that kind of started to unravel some of the magic for me there. And also, I feel like I'm not going to rest my hat too heavily on this, but I feel like you could have maybe prolonged the introduction of Tiffany into the flashbacks a little bit. Like, you know, maybe we see Charles Lee Ray at this age, you know, for an episode's worth of a flashback, and then next time, and maybe start wondering back, because it's been a minute since I've seen like Bride of Chucky and all that, and thinking like, okay, so how does she first enter into the movies, and you know, is this origin also, you know, complementary of that, or is it more sort of like forced here? And I'd have to go back and look at it, but I think that might have solved it for me, is just like, yeah, it's that the quick the like brevity of the events, where it's like he meets this one really kinky chick, and the very next girl he meets is Tiffany. Yeah, and so
like he just like lucked out here.
Yeah, it's like I might have wanted, and I guess this is kind of a, you know, given the subject matter, I feel almost weird saying it, but I could have maybe used like some kind of build up, whereas like at the end of the flashback story for this episode is when he finally comes across her, and then maybe the next bunch of flashbacks is actually diving into, yeah, them, you know, picking up chicks and killing them and all that stuff, you know, that fleshes out their relationship. So yeah, it's like I'm kind of half and half. It's like I appreciated it here, but I think it could have had a little more oomph.
Yeah.
You know?
This is the first episode I liked Lexi the whole time.
I know, right? It's just
even her inability to lie to Junior properly was still still amusing.
Real charming.
Yeah, because I think they were all kind of dumb on that.
Yeah.
For like,
Yeah.
it's just not just.
Devon's mom's a detective. Like, he of all people has to know how to sneak a bit.
Yes.
You know, and not be the most obvious possible.
Like at the lab class, she just walks away from him and just goes, "I'm gonna like."
And I appreciated the framing. Like, it was a nice frame that they had with, you know, the two boys and then Lexi in the middle. But also, I just kept thinking, like, if you tilt down, Junior's just like looking at you
right there.
He's just gonna be back there mean mugging, you know. Yeah.
I mean, it's just an odd image in general for everyone. Like everyone
It's out
knows.
of the ordinary. Yeah.
Everyone knows that Lexi and Jake don't get along.
Yeah.
So
Or Devon,
just the
really.
fact they're hanging out in public, even in a classroom setting like that, draws a lot of attention.
Yeah, and looking worried and suspicious and all that stuff. Yeah.
So you'd think it would have factored in that she's sitting with them at the auditorium, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But still, there was just so much good in here throughout that is the usual good that this show has completely delivered on. And I really enjoy this show a lot. Like, it's just so easy to settle in with it every episode.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm glad that it's funny to me that they cast that guy to be her dad, because it doesn't seem like there's any connection to Cult of Chucky, but I was glad that he got like some time to shine in this episode, because he's just kind of been like, I'm supportive dad, kind of. And in this one, like, as much as the mayor character is pretty cartoony in terms of just how oblivious she is to the people in her life, like, I liked their back and forth a lot, based off him especially.
Well, that's one thing I really like about this show, is that they take time to develop their supporting characters. You know, do I really care about Junior's mom all that much? Not really. But I liked her scene in therapy. And
It was a good therapy scene.
It's a good therapy scene. It wasn't like cliche therapy scene. It wasn't
Tell
like
me about your mother.
It wasn't like richly nuanced therapy scene for the therapist, but for her to have that reveal, I'm wondering how that'll factor into by the end of the season. Because it's like, was there a reason to make us think she's having an affair?
Or just to give us a good mislead.
Yeah, was it just for that purpose? Just to go, aha, she's actually not a bad person.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to put some trust in them that maybe they have something more planned dramatically for that. But
well, you know what it could be? Oh my God, I just thought of it. Where do you think I'm going with this?
Chucky's going to voodoo transfer his soul into the tumor.
Well, no, I mean,
and then
Nika's paraplegic.
Yes.
And when Chucky embodies her, she can walk.
Yeah.
So maybe she can still live through Chucky.
Yeah. Not bad. Not a bad call.
I'm just wondering what they're doing with that plot, because it's something they've had here since the first episode.
Yeah, it feels like you would set up a cheating arc to almost create that sort of like, well, she's going to be part of the body count at some point, but then giving her, something so sympathetic does not support that. So.
And then they have, like, with the Junior's dad, I forget what his name is.
Devon Sawa, heartthrob from the 90s, back in action.
What's the character's name?
Logan. Dad, I know.
That information. Devon Sawa, heartthrob from the 90s. What's the character's name? Oh, I don't know. Fuck that.
My dad's brother. Devon Sawa, Chucky.
Well, what I love what they're doing with his character is when they first introduce him, you have Jake's dad and then you have Junior's dad. Mm. And you see just how polar opposite they are. One is successful, hardworking, determined, driven. It seems more positive. And then as these negative experiences have been happening, he's slowly morphing into how his brother is.
You see how they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
Even though they have very different outward lifestyles.
The aggressive, controlling manner.
Domineering.
Yeah. And I like the attention to psychology on those two on that, like that's because he gets kind of the more we hang out with him, the more scary he kind of gets.
Yeah, it's like you feel like he could snap, especially when he whatever he does, he snaps at Junior, grabs the phone or whatever. I was like, oh, like you might be way more similar to Jake's dad than we thought.
And then like developing Lexi's parents. Mm-hmm. Watching, like, I didn't think I really cared about the dad and Lexi's side, but I like that. How he's always like, oh, he has always sort of been like the nice guy, a bit of a pushover, and then she's just very. The mom is more like he wants more of a traditional sense of like, be a man, fucking push me.
She's so girl boss. Yeah. Just like constantly goading him.
But there are a lot of I have met a lot of people, like both of those parents. Mm-hmm. And the attention to detail here is very strong, and albeit a bit predictable, but still it's not like Chucky's known for being the most it's just the series has been so full of surprises and the evolution as it keeps going. And I'm still surprised by how much heart it has. Like, it's doing things that normally you feel like movies or shows are like, we saw Stranger Things, let's do that.
Let's get them on the bikes out in the woods. Let's do it.
But it doesn't call attention in that way. It doesn't feel like a Stephen King show wannabe or something.
Yeah.
But they are doing the thing of like, it's the teenagers who are handling the mystery that the adults are not aware of, and they don't really know how to deal with all this. But it's the kids who are taking charge and taking care of the supernatural entity, and they know the truth. And watching the evolution of that friendship. And yes, I know, Watson, she left.
Oh no. Gonna send Chucky after her for leaving. That's what you get.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Let's see how many octaves up you can go.
Come here. Come here. He has separation anxiety, and his mother just left for work, and when she leaves every right on the dollar.
You gotta let you know.
He goes, oh my God, Dad, she's gone. Dad, Mom's gone. Dad, Dad. I don't think she's ever coming back. She's never coming back. Play with me. She's never coming back. I've abandoned my child. Every time. Well, on that note, let's end this. Guys, thanks so much for being here. What was your favorite moment? Leave your thoughts down below. And it's nice to have Jennifer Tilly return. I wish the credits didn't ruin that.
I know. They didn't ruin Fiona Dourif, did they? Which is funny to me because I feel like you would probably caliber them. I mean, Tiffany's got the longevity, but they're both pretty important guest stars, you know?
I don't know.
Because, yeah, Jennifer Tilly is the big surprise, you know?
But they don't treat her like a big surprise.
No, which is why I was less bummed when it actually happened, because I was like, oh, you know, she's a part of the episode.
They didn't do it like a...
They didn't emphasize it.
The return. If anything, the reveal was, oh, that's actually Tiffany.
Yeah.
In the flashback.
Yeah. And then when it's the present day, it's like, oh shit, stuff's happening with Mika.
We just cut to them, and then we don't even see when they've like reunited.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, they drove off.
They go in the middle of it.
But yeah, it's like that scene is kind of all to accentuate what's going on with Nika rather than Tiffany, and so she doesn't feel like she's quite arrived yet, even though she's technically here.
Yeah, it's like they're so. I don't know if I really needed that, but it would have been cool.
Yeah,
I would have bought into it, like the whole, you know, oh, Tiffany's entered the frame.
Yeah.
You know, but they just kind of cut to, oh, apparently they've already caught up and already doing stuff. They
making
already caught a guy, and they're already getting back to basics.
Back to their natural born killer shit.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, guys, subscribe, click that like button, hit that notification bell, and let's do a Anissa Oliva, you know, I really miss you quite a bit. I really do. But I was like, we got to shout her out here because, let's face it, John has this alluring, charming presence. Looks like, oh, what a nice guy. But really, if anyone matches the look of young Charles Lee Ray, it's going to be John between the two of us. And he's a sick, sadistic bastard, and he's gonna need himself a Tiffany. And Anissa, knowing you're the only one I can think of who would voluntarily embody that role of being John's Tiffany. You guys could go on so many serial killer rampages together, luring people into your local Motel Inn. Well, actually, I know of a guy who works at Hilton Hotel, so he could probably get you guys a discount. Still might be cheaper going through the Motel Inn, though. But, you know, like, you don't need quality or luxurious lifestyle to enjoy your time hanging out with John. Actually, knowing John, he doesn't need to provide that for any women. They'll still be there. So, my point being is, if you're looking for, like, a scuzzy, dirty, nasty environment, the way how John normally does, you'd be the perfect one to be the companion for John as he goes on all those rampages and murders.
Like that one, just now. You died.
I am not
gonna yes and this.